listing. So clients wise, you have to have that brokerage.
Hey there, just for those of you online, we'll be starting in 1 minute here at 1:05 and we'll be doing listing marketing today. So I'll get started shortly here. Okay, sounds good.
Things you really need are your logins.
Okay, guys, just for those of you online, again, just logging in here and we'll get started. There's just in the office, people are coming in now, so we'll be starting very, very shortly. Thank you for your patience.
I love that. That's what we like to have, like a la carte options for whatever you need in your business right now. Because depending on where you are, you don't really have to have everything out the gate or like certain items.
Hey, you. Oh my. I love when you're in the office. I get so excited when you come in. How are you? We need to catch up after. Okay.
I swear I'll try to remember it. Yeah, thank you.
Relatable. You so will. Oh yeah, because you have Tasha's T group today. You too? Yeah. Oh, well, it's okay. Okay, well, either way. I mean, thanks. Okay, so.
Ciao, baby. All right, see you later.
All right, so today what we're doing is listing marketing. What I'm going to take you through is, first of all, what is the script or what's the pitch that you can say to your clients? Like, what can you do as far as their listing, getting it in front of more people that other agents can't do? So what's the script to get the listing, right? And then I'm also going to show you guys, and again, depending on what order you want to learn it, because I know you're maybe have to leave. Main things for listing marketing would tend to be you can bulk create those listing designs in the design section here. So I can show you how to just put in the address and it pulls all the information from the MLS and creates the flyer for you, the social piece, everything at once, which is cool. Another big thing in here, I can show you how to email out your listing to your sphere, okay? And another big one, I'll tell you about this in a second here, is you can run Facebook ads, of course, with that listing. And it doesn't have to be your listing, so if you do not have a listing right now, I will share with you as well how you can actually use another agent's listing to get more leads, okay? Because the very last thing I'm going to then tell you guys about, if you're still around, is, okay, how can I get more listings from my listing? Okay, and that's through things like postcards. What, does that sound like a good plan? More listings from listings. All the listings. Okay, so first up, let's talk about what is that script that you can tell people that sets you apart from other agents on how you can promote their listing, okay? So first of all, by listing with you, okay, at KW, and I'm going to show you this feature, you have the ability to see where are the most referrals coming from around the country to Charlotte. So especially for, let's say, expires or, right, FSBOs, or, you know, if it's a property that's having trouble selling, it's a unique property, okay? If you want to log into Command, I'll show you where this is, and I'm going to show you the entire thing. But what you have the ability to do is run an ad, a Facebook and Instagram ad, to different different cities all over the country to get their listing out in front of multiple cities. Okay, it's a lot of land. Great, I can get that listing out to New York, right, where they don't have a lot of land, right? You can get them that listing out to markets that other agents can't. Okay, and showing you that referral section right here, and I'll show you in depth how this works. But on the left-hand side, if you are in Command, just to show you first where the referral section is, and then I'll show you how you can run an ad to those specific cities. But this is one of my favorite features in KW Command. On the left-hand side, so again, I'm in Command, so that's agent.kw.com. In the referrals section, on the left-hand side menu, right, that'll be the icon about halfway down here. So referrals, you can click on the KW logo on the top left to pan out this menu to find those referrals. Okay. Now this would be internal KW referrals, how you send referrals, receive referrals, okay? But what I'm showing you here, and this feature I just want you to know exists in the very least, you'll notice a map feature on the top, okay? All right, so again, referrals on the left-hand side, and then map on the very top. Okay, now this is the next key, and I'll repeat these steps. But this drop down right here, you'll see an option for referral patterns. And if it defaults on Texas, because that's where KWRI is, my browser is just not tracking my location on here. So if it defaults on Texas, just change where you see the search here to wherever your listing might be. So let's say that's Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, so search here, and I will repeat these steps. But first, let me show you what you're looking at, and then I'll repeat these steps, okay? So now that I typed in, let's say, the listing location, Charlotte, North Carolina, what I'm seeing is referral patterns. Now, what I'm looking at by default is referral patterns out, where most Charlotte agents are referring out. However, see these little icons right here? This gives you the option to toggle it, sent versus received. So if you click on the received option, so the arrow pointing down into the box in theory, that's showing you where across the country the most referrals are coming from to Charlotte, North Carolina. So what you can do for your listing, and I will repeat these steps, but what you need to know about this is that you can tell your listing that potential seller, hey, I can actually see where the most amount of out-of-state referrals are. Like if they think they need a bigger reach, visibility on their listing, I can see where the most referrals are coming from all around the country and then run an ad to those specific cities where the most referrals are coming from to target that activity and get your listing sold for the top dollar, not just by our local market, but all around the country. Okay, do you understand the value of what I just said? And then I'm going to repeat how I did that, okay? So how I did that, how you got here, and more for you guys, just knowing this exists is key, and then you can have us do it, right? Or we'll walk you through the next steps. But referral section in KW Command on the left-hand side, Then step 2, you click Map on the top white toolbar. Step 3, select the drop-down. It'll default on Production, but you just want to change that to Referral Patterns. And then make it the referral patterns coming in, like into Charlotte. And again, if it puts you in Texas, just make sure to change that, okay? And the part that I haven't shown you yet is then we can run a Facebook ad targeting these exact cities, right? See, I can tell if I hover over it what city that is, and I'll show you that next part. Okay, how do I run an ad to those cities? Your job as an agent isn't to know every piece of the technology. Your job is to know it well enough to explain it to your clients, the value that you bring to working with you, okay? So that's one thing. That's one big value proposition. Another big value proposition that you guys have, like by working with KW, or if they work with you, is when you put their listing in the MLS, it syndicates out to 350 plus real estate websites. So that script looks something like, by working with an agent like you, right, who's affiliated with a reputable brand like Keller Williams, right, what you bring is a vast network, selling their home quicker by syndicating, or for their terms, by marketing their listing out on 350 plus real estate websites. So that sounds like you're doing a lot of work. What you're actually doing, putting the listing in the MLS, and because you're part of KW, it does it for you, okay? But in their mind, wow, if I work with you, you're going to put my listing on 350 plus websites. And you're going to be able to run an ad outside of that scope as well to target on Facebook and Instagram. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, so those are 2 value propositions you have by working here. The third one is, I don't care if you use us or not, right? You have a marketing team in-house. No other KW has this. No other brokerage has an in-house marketing team that's helped sell over 500 listings for top dollar, okay? I don't care if you use us for your listing marketing. Saying that will get you the listing, right? That you have a team of designated, like even if you come and just ask us the question, well, that's the truth, right? That's you using your in-house marketing team, right? We'll guide you on it. But saying those things makes them feel very prepared that you can sell their listing better than someone else. Are we clear on those 3 value propositions? Okay, I'm going to show you those now. Any questions so far? Would you guys like to see, now I know some of you are here for a short period of time. Is there, would you like to see how to run a Facebook ad as the first thing? Okay, great. All right, so this is a really cool feature in Command. Now, how much does it cost to run a Facebook ad would be the first question. Okay, it's around, the recommendation is around $5 to $7 a day for 5 to 7 days. So that looks around $35 to $50, okay, budget that you're spending on an ad. First thing I need to make sure is that you do have your listing connected in here. So, I'm sorry, your Facebook connected. So on the left-hand side, if you could join me, and again, I'm clicking on the KW logo to pan out this menu if you want to see it, but we're selecting the campaigns section. It would be the icon that looks like a megaphone. That's anytime you're going to blast something out. Okay, and if you do not have a listing, that's okay. You can actually run an ad with another agent's listing, okay? And I can tell you the how on that. Does anyone have a listing here? So would it be beneficial to know how to market another agent's listing then? Okay. Main thing you need to know is that there's really just a form that you would need to fill out. So how that workflow works, you can actually go in the MLS and search for all Keller Williams Ballantine listings, right? So you can only market Keller Williams Ballantine listings. Let's start there, okay? So you could go either on the KWB Facebook and ask if anyone has a listing they need marketed, or you can go on the MLS, search by all Keller Williams Ballantine listings, look for a sweet one, like with a pool, right? And email the agent, ask if you can market it. What Sabre wants, or compliance-wise, what they want, there's a form on KWB resources that I'm going to show you how to get to, just a co-marketing agreement that you would sign and the agent signs. All it's saying is if it goes under contract, you won't continue to market it as active, right? So co-marketing agreement. So what I'm going to show you, if you don't have your own listing, right, find another Keller Williams listing and send the agent this to sign. So that is under, wait, sorry, office resources. Yeah. So kwbresources.com, right? Internal website for you. Hover over office resources, and we can really just bookmark this page or download it once we get there. So office resources, and then forms and checklists, if you can click on that. Yeah, so this password would be capital B, lowercase AMC 350, no exclamation mark on this one. So capital B, lowercase AMC 350. That's Ballantyne Area Market Center, if you're wondering what that stands for. It's our password for lots of things. So capital B, lowercase AMC 350, your computer should remember it after that. The general forms is where this sits under. So this will have any of our Market Center forms. You'll see you can click Get Forms. Oh, no worries. It's capital B, lowercase AMC 350. That's Ballantyne Area Market Center, and 350 is our office number. I think we're the 350th KW made. Now they're in the thousands. Sorry, and then you can click on the first one, the Get Forms, under General Forms. Okay, and then what we're looking for, let me see which one it is. So co-marketing agreement, if yours looks like mine, it's a Word doc. Co-marketing agreement. Again, essentially, it will just allow you to put in any Keller Williams Ballantyne listing and sign that you will keep up with the, essentially keep up with the marketing of it. But what's really cool about doing this, like I know this seems like a pain to go through and get this signed. People don't know, like if you post it on your social media, people don't know it's not your listing, right? So as far as your sphere is concerned, you marketing a listing means it's your listing. You doing an open house means it's your open house, your listing, right? The main reason we market listings to our sphere, okay, yeah, like chances are they're not going to buy the listing from you, right? Why we market the listing to your sphere is to get more listings from your sphere, right? Get referrals. So showing your activity shows that you can market their listing. So getting this signed will allow you to put it on your social media, run a Facebook ad, go door knocking with flyers, do an open house, right? Did I say email? Not email it out, text it out, right? There's a lot of power in having a listing that you can extend to people. Hey, I just wanted to see if this is for you, right? That's a great opportunity to reach out to people. Yeah, if you want to market another listing for another agent. Now, if you're just doing an open house for them and you want to market the open house, you don't need to get this signed. Just to clarify. So this would only be if you just straight up want a listing to market and you find one that's KWB, then you can have this signed and then do all the marketing almost like it's yours as far as your sphere is concerned. So it's very, very powerful for your marketing. This is probably the best thing that you could be doing to integrate properties into your marketing before you have listings. Okay. Yeah, please. That goes it.
I would try like to find some
Hmm.
some terms, like some agreement doesn't
Oh, sorry, my bad. And you clicked on what I clicked on to get here?
like just it's yeah
Yeah. What the-
get forms.
Yeah. You type co-market. Put in marketing, but still no. Did you try that one? I saw that you typed in marketing. Oh, you can put that's
It's like this.
oh, it is like that.
Yeah, it is
Oh,
like that.
huh. Well,
Let's click on one.
I can just send you this.
But it's weird because I don't
that's
have all the documents.
that's just so weird because it's just like a link that you would click on. Let me try to troubleshoot that for you. Would you mind sending me an email? You can just name it co-marketing agreement, and I'll send that to you and troubleshoot it as well.
Sure. And one more question.
Yeah.
At Canva, do I have to have like logos, like Keller Williams Valentine? I don't have that stuff.
Yes, yeah, you would if you, that's a great question. So the question was, if you're marketing the listing like on social media, do you need the Keller Williams Valentine logo? And the answer is yes, you do. If you need to get that to, like in Canva, you would have to add it in the design section would have it. You can Google, honestly, that logo. I can tell you where you can get all of them. Okay, nice. It's not yet with Canva, not yet. Okay, Do you mind shooting me an email so I don't forget? And I'm gonna troubleshoot it for you because I'm a little perplexed as well. So I'll send you it and troubleshoot it. Yeah. Okay, so now let's do that Facebook ad. And I know that was a bit of a segue, right? We opened a new tab and we went to the office resources to talk about if you don't have your own listing. Okay, but now if you could switch back to going back to, it should say like dashboard campaigns or the KW logo. And we're in the campaigns section of KW Command. Okay, this is when you would blast anything out, whether that's email, social posts in advance, or an ad, or postcard, that'll all be through the campaign section. Okay, and first we need to make sure that you're connected. Let me see here. Would you mind, so from the campaign section, I'm just gonna make sure that your Facebook is linked up, so we really need to do this just one time. You would need a Facebook business account in order to run ads. Okay, so it doesn't push your business account specifically. I'll show you what it does, but you would need a business account to be able to do this. Okay, so campaigns, and then if you come over here to, I'm sorry, the paid ads on the top white toolbar. If you can go ahead and click on Manage Paid Ads Channels on the right-hand side under Helpful Links. I just want to make sure that you guys have your Facebook account linked up, which you probably don't if you haven't done this before. Okay, so here, if you can click on, well, yeah, sorry, I didn't even think about it. So yeah, right. If you ever get a Facebook business page, that's where you would be able to link it up. Did that take you to a page to link up? Nice. And good. Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Okay, awesome. Great. Yeah, and so yeah, if you create a Facebook business page, this would allow you to link it up as well. So if you want to go ahead and do that, you could in like 2 clicks, and then you'd be able to follow along again.
But not really. Like,
Yeah.
I can, right?
Yeah, you would be able to link it up if you, but you also have other pages technically, I think, right? Business pages.
Yeah.
So it might let you link it up anyway. And we could always disconnect that page after. Yeah. Sell your kidneys. Okay. I don't know. Is there, you have to,
I think
Okay.
it said accepted.
oh,
I could.
huh, okay. Then that should be it then. Unless, yeah, click with, yeah.
This is my personal.
Right.
Page, so these are so it's got the green.
Okay. Will you do it for your personal as well?
Yeah.
It shouldn't. Okay, just in case it needs it. Will you click on the drop down to make sure it didn't like switch it? And okay, great. It's just for both. Okay, it should be good now. Let's leave this tab open just in case we go over to. Yeah, perfect. All right, great. So you should be good
Okay.
now.
Should I add my personal into this as well?
So no, it is like it's
Oh,
connecting the
it's
two. And if you have your Instagram linked to
I have
your
it.
Facebook, okay. So the next step too, it will run an Instagram ad as well if you have your Instagram business account
Okay.
linked to your Facebook. And I can always guide you on that after, but that would be the benefit. Actually, and will you click on paid ads and then manage, yeah, the second one. And then once that loads, clicking like add account, Facebook account, it should let you, because I think you have at least one business account. And then we can always like relink it, but it doesn't really push to the page, but it does show like the page name. Yeah, just press continue, yeah. And then pick one of your business pages, and again, we can switch. Yeah. We can always switch it, just so you can follow in class. Save. Okay. So now to run the ad, okay, and know that I have a video on this as well, but let me show you just kind of what it's looking for and what you need to know. Because it's a really cool feature of KW Command, because it will capture Facebook and Instagram leads right to your command database and can automatically follow up immediately, okay? So first of all, yeah, while you're in here, you can click on the dashboard. So if you want to just click on dashboard since we're already in here, great, and look at this. I just want to show you from like normally how it would look to get into there. So you can stay where you are on your page because that's where I'm going. But just in general, like how you would go in to start an ad now that we have your account linked up, we always go to the campaign section of command, so that megaphone icon. And then any section that we click on the menu here, that action button's really that top green on the top right here. The green button is always what we click next. So always on the menu on the left, and then action button on the top right to create campaign. And again, you can stay where you are because I'm just going there. But moving forward, right, creating a campaign and clicking a paid ad would be how you get to what you're looking at. Okay, and again, why this is so valuable. So you might notice if you have a Facebook business page, it prompts you to like boost your post, right? It wants you to spend money to boost your post. Okay, how this is different is this would actually capture leads to command versus boosting your post would just bring more visibility to that one post. Okay, that's great. Not really the goal as much as capturing leads to your database. Okay, now the key thing you need to know about this is you want to pick one of the ones that have this blue banner under it, okay? See where it says includes Facebook lead form? What that does, so how it'll work, once they see the ad, let's say it's a listing, okay? They click on it. First, what they go to is a Facebook lead gen form, that's what it's saying, that pulls all their contact information from their Facebook profile. Yeah, so it's usually really correct information because it's coming from their command profile. So it's not like a Daffy Duck at Gmail. It's their Facebook, yeah, Facebook contact information. Okay. So and then it will take them to all the information about the listing, which I'll show you here. Okay. But so what we're looking at here, okay, single image or multi-image. I usually do the, oh, sorry, that was quick. The multi-image carousel, that was the second option, just so I can do multiple pictures of the house, okay? And it pulls from the MLS, which is cool. So now what I'm doing, so top here, I'm just really working my way down. Okay, I can see the Facebook account that's linked. Great. Now I'm going to add my listing. So I'll click please add your listing, and it's going to search. It'll just show me all listings really across the entire country. So again, you can either do this on your listing, or if you have, right, you found Keller Williams listing that you want to do. Keller Williams Ballantyne specifically. Let's see. I'll just do this one. All right, so the idea is you could search for that listing, okay? And then simply click the dot on the left-hand side to pull that in. And so if you want to, just for today, select one of the ones that are already in here. You can, and then click select. Nice. Yeah, I would pick one that has photos perhaps, like some of those, yeah. Just so you can see what it looks like, how the photos automatically pull in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nice. Okay. So now what we're doing, okay, so we have the listing pulled in. So you'll see we're just going down, doing the targeting, the text, the images, okay? So targeting, this is where I was talking about if you look on that referral map and see where the most amount of referrals are coming in, you can change, it'll default on the listing location, 15-mile radius. But if you change it to custom location, you can put up into 10 different cities, locally and nationally. So let's say I looked at that map, and this is cities. So let's say I saw, New York City, we have a lot of referrals coming in, right? Let's say I also saw in New Jersey, right? Again, these are cities, so, wherever there might be a lot of people moving from, or if it's a big land listing and you're thinking, okay, where don't people have a lot of land that I want to market that ability? Yeah. What, is there not a lot of land in Ohio? I thought it's like the armpit of America with lots of land. Sorry.
Top three, New York, New Jersey, and Ohio, top three.
Oh, good one then. I believe that. Yeah. No one wants to live in Ohio. Sorry, I went to school in Michigan, so they talk crap on Ohio, But like, yeah, the drive from here to Michigan is 6 hours through Ohio. It's longest. There's nothing there. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, right. Forever. And so yeah, and you can do local, which I like. So you can do a little bit of both, right? Then you could do like Pineville, right? Matthews, whatever. You can put in whatever cities you want, and it will target this ad to the. So the amount that you put in, like, are you talking about budget wise? The amount that you put, like the more you put in, the more visibility it's going to get. Around $50 we've seen, and it'll kind of gauge you as around 1,000 impressions from what we've seen. Of course, it depends on the listing and things like that. But in general, we see $50 equals around 1,000 to 1,200 impressions, around 30 clicks. It might be bigger. I forget the click rate, but then around 10 to 15 actual leads in command. Now, I will say, these leads are colder than your sphere. So whereas your sphere takes around 7 to 8 touches to brand you, these are colder leads, so it takes around 13. So not giving up on, so essentially having a follow-up is key for these. And I'll show you that next. Honestly, it can start following up immediately when they come in. So I'll show you that. No, no, and yeah, that's probably more the question. Yes. You're right. It'll just disperse the impressions among those areas. Yeah, up to 10. And it doesn't cost you more, but yeah, right. You might as well, but if you want more impressions in, let's say, just New York City and Charlotte, then maybe splitting it between those two.
So instead of putting it 1,000 between 2 cities, you could put
Between 10.
per city.
Yeah, and that's just rough like numbers. It depends on more than that, but yeah, you're totally right. To be honest, guys, this is really huge for getting listings and helping like how you don't do open houses per se to sell the listing, right? Same kind of concept where these Facebook ads make your client feel like you're really able to do a lot, and it benefits you. You get leads in, they're real leads. You follow up, right? And it's great for your branding. I'm just saying the real power, in my opinion, from what I've seen, I don't see a whole lot that you sell the listing based on that, right? But it gives your seller the feeling that you are actively working on, like, you're not just putting in the MLS and walking away. No, we're running ads on social media as well to increase the reach to different cities around the nation. That has a wow, right? So that's the main benefit I have seen come out of these. There's multiple benefits, of course. Coming down from the targeting, we have the text. It comes in, this is AI generated text, so it will do it for you. Let's talk about strategy though, okay? So when they see this ad, right, they see the text on the top and the bottom here, right? And then they'll see up to 5 photos, and we'll talk about that next. Strategy being, okay, well, if they have, let's say, leaving out the address is key, right? If they see the address, they can just go search it somewhere else, right? So leaving out certain things in the description. So sometimes leaving the price, depending on the price point, sometimes taking out the price point and putting like get a deal, right? If it's a great deal for investors or whatever it might be, entices them to click on it. Or, wow, have you seen this backyard, right? The idea is you don't get the lead if they don't click on it, right? So leaving out a key part of information can really help. You can leave what they have in here. I do use ChatGPT typically when I do this. When I'm doing this, I grab the description from Facebook, throw it, I'm sorry, the description from the MLS, throw it in ChatGPT and tell it to create an engaging body text in this amount of characters and headline in this amount of characters to increase the amount of leads I'm getting from my ad. Do you guys feel comfortable? Like, I know I just like said that at you. Do you want to see like what I would do, or can you conceptualize? Okay. So that's what I do. You can leave it there, but I would recommend asking ChatGPT to act like a Facebook ad specialist and come up with the ideal thing based on that property description. Okay. But you can just change out the text here to either that. If you don't have other questions on the text, we'll talk about the images that come in. Are pulling from the MLS. You'll notice if I click on that, it'll have all, however many are in the MLS. They're pretty small. If you like to look at, if you hover over it, it'll show you what it is. Tactics here that perform well is actually not including the outside of the house can perform really well. So if you include 5 images of the inside, people want to click to see the outside, right? So you can do that. Of course, if it's an ugly listing on the inside, the outside's fine as well. But that would be a way for them to, want to click to see the property. Including in the body text, click, learn more, to view all photos and info today, right? That's also sometimes a good call to action, right? Because it'll prompt them to see all the photos if they do click on it. The cool thing about this is, so though you're putting in 5 images, don't worry about the order so much. The algorithm will immediately launch your ad with these photos in 5 different, or in a bunch of different orders, right? So it randomizes the photos and then gauges based on what's getting the most clicks. Let's say one photo is getting 0 clicks. It'll actually send the ad out without that photo and the photo that's getting the most clicks first to increase engagement. Super cool. The 10 days. Yeah. It depends. The next step, we're going to tell it how long, but the recommendation is 7 to 10 days. That's how long I usually run it. But it's cool that it does work with it. So outside of the images, and I know that was just a quick overview, but so feel free to ask questions. But the next thing that we do, okay, is we're saying where it's going to go. So again, when they click on the ad, it's going to go to that Facebook lead gen form first. So they put in their information. And when they click submit, where do you want them to go next? I'll tell you where you want them to go for a listing is your website, the property. Okay, so what you would do for this is I'm going to pull up a new tab and I'm going to go to my website. So the website I would give the clients to search for properties is usually like your first and last name .kw.com. And you can search on the property. So what you do is search for the property right on here. For today, if you just want to find any any property on here, just do a search so I can show you what we'd be doing. You essentially just search for a property. So I did a search, and let's say this is the property. I then click on it to open it. Okay. Now, if you didn't know, it's very cool. Yeah, essentially you have like a custom website for each, like a website page for each listing on the MLS or really around the country, right? So when you get a listing, sharing this page in itself to your clients is really impressive, right? It has all the photos. It's going to show like all the property information, of course, your information, but where things really get exciting. If I scroll down, you see any upcoming open houses, the estimated monthly price, mortgage calculator. It also, I really like this, it explores the neighborhood. So if they click explore neighborhood, go to neighborhood, they'd see all listings available in that neighborhood. Right, so this is a really helpful page, right? A mini CMA of the neighborhood, nearby schools and their ratings, transit and commute, etc. Right? Very helpful page. This is the page that we're going to make it go to after they give you their contact information. But just pointing out, you could copy this URL and paste it to your Facebook, right? Just like for your friends, right? An ad is going out to people who you don't know, right? But if you were to post this on your Facebook, just the link, right, that would show it to your friends, okay? But what we're doing is we're copying the URL of this page. So essentially, you just pull up the property on your website, and we're going to copy the URL up here and paste it in to our ad. Now, just a heads up, it does, and I can show you these steps again, it does default the HTTPS in there, but it'll add it again when you paste it. So just a heads up, I usually highlight the existing one so I can paste in the new URL, and I can show you that again, guys. And just know that, like, right, we have videos on how to do this. We can do it for you. So right now, your takeaway is that these features exist, and then we can help you do it when the time comes, okay? Do you guys want to see what I just did one more time? Okay. So this is where we want them to go after we get their lead information. So the lead will go into our command database, and then where do we want them to go to get all the photos, right? So I'm going to my website, so my client-facing site, so your first and last name .kw.com, let's say, and simply do a search for that property on your website. Okay, so whatever that property address is, you can search by that. And simply, once you find it, click on it to open up the property so you see all the information. Oh, yeah, so that'll have, like, you have it set, and that's okay. You have it set to capture the lead automatically after probably 2 or 10 properties you look at, and you've just probably looked at that many properties on your website. That's okay, like for now, you can double It just makes them log in. Yeah, it's making you log in to do it. Yeah, I would just go back, like back arrow, and still it'll work. Even though it's doing it by device, so it can tell that you've looked at, let's say, 10 properties on your device, but if you share that to someone else, they would be able to see it until they look at 10, copy this URL still. It's a good quality to have, it's a good feature to have on your site because it captures the lead. Oh, Control C. You're doing great. And Nathan, does this make sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay, because then all we're doing, right, is copying the URL on the top here. Nice. And switching back to our Facebook ad, so the KW logo campaigns. And then just where it says custom landing page URL, this is where it's going to put them after they give you their lead information. So it defaults the HTTPS in there, like it's already in there. So I would just make sure to highlight the existing HTTPS and paste it in. You can always double check it works by clicking preview URL. Just to make sure you don't have two of the HTTPSs in there. Is that clear? Or do we feel okay on that? Nathan, what do you think?
Yeah, I wasn't actually physically doing it. Is it-
Okay. Yeah. And then, okay, this is like the final few steps, but why this is so cool in Command, okay, too. So next is the lead settings. So what this is saying, when it comes in, when a lead comes in, it can automatically tag them as, let's say, Facebook ad. But what's cooler is it can automatically start them on a smart plan to follow up. And since you guys came to class, I will give you our Facebook ad follow-up smart plan that we give our gold clients. So you guys can get that. I'm going to set that up for you in just a second here or show you how. But for right now, the idea would be, okay, lead settings, the smart plan here. Let's say we want that to automatically go on the long-term. There's a long-term follow-up. Let's see. Long-term. Good question. 180 days? I would have to look at it again. It essentially just tells you to follow up. Like it sends you reminders. Now I'm gonna give you guys a follow-up that'll actually send them stuff and do something since you guys came to class. So I'll give that to you now. Yeah, right. So, you guys are killing it. So the idea is next time you do this, and I'll put this in your account, if you just type in Facebook, it'll have the smart plan that will automatically follow up with your any Facebook ads that come in. And of course, you can assign them a tag as well. So I have a Facebook ad tag in here, or you can click create new tag, and it would just automatically tag any contacts that come in Facebook ad leads and automatically put them on a smart plan. And a smart plan is just a follow-up, right? Sending them emails automatically or texting automatically to follow up. And that is key. There's really no point in doing a Facebook ad if you don't have a follow-up because they're not going to convert otherwise. All right, this is the last step here. Leaving the compliance as the default is good there. But just to proceed to last step, this is where we pick the budget and the amount of days that it runs. So proceed to last step on the bottom. Why? Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I don't know if I told you guys to change it from enter URL or if I just did that, but anyway. Okay, so this is where now I see the start date, end date, and the budget here, right? So this is what shows you now, and this is a new feature that they've added. They've started to guesstimate it as well. The recommendation is around $5 to $7 for 5 to 7 days. I usually run them around 10 days, depending on when I'm launching them. It does take 24 hours to launch. But this is where you can come up here and you can go ahead and change when it's going to run through, right? In general, people aren't on social media as much on the weekends, which I find interesting. So I generally will run that through the end of the week. So as far as how long you're running it, there's just a $3 and I think 30-cent minimum per day. So that's all you're hitting is just making sure that daily spend is above $3 and it'll let you do it. So honestly, it's not that crazy of an investment, especially if your goal is to build your database, right?
So you say it runs for X amount of days. So it repopulates itself.
And you won't see it on your page. So that's a good distinction to make. Like this does not go on your Facebook page or in your Instagram. You won't see it when you go online. This is going to go like, it's when you look up shoes and then go on Facebook and you see sponsored. And you're like, hey, that's so creepy, right? What it does is it has all the keywords. If someone goes to Zillow, if someone's on JuLeah, homes.com, that's when they'll see your ad, which is really cool, right? So it's going to show it to people in those areas that have gone to Zillow, JuLeah. So they're clearly looking for houses. So very cool how it targets it based on what sites they've gone to. And then, but as far as, you won't see it per se. And your friends, I mean, they could, and you could see it too, but your friends won't see it either, right? This is going to unmet. That's why you're paying for it, Any questions on what this does? I'm going to give you guys now the follow-up plan for the Facebook ad so that you guys can convert more leads as well. So this is the one we have. Now, if you're in here and you want to click Save as Draft, I would recommend it just so even you do the next one, you could start with this or reference it so you can see what we did. You can just click Save as Draft. Oh.
Do they run, multiple ads people, or do they kind of do one a month?
Good question. The question for those of you online is how often do people run Facebook ads? And honestly, I would recommend, so this is great if your goal is to build your database, like you don't have a strong sphere here, agents will run more ads in that case. Agents typically don't run ads unless they're promoting a listing, from what I have seen. Because truly, guys, the best way you can build your business is calling your sphere, right? If it takes double the amount of touches to cultivate a Facebook lead, more effective use of your time is calling your sphere, right? But if you're promoting a listing, right, or trying to grow your database if you don't have a strong sphere here, that's when it's really valuable to use. So it's not really like a once a month kind of thing per se. I mean, and I'm not sure I would recommend it because, right, for free, calling your database has numbers wise way more effect. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no.
But you absolutely can. Like Mary Walker ran an ad and she got 18 leads just from running, a certain school zone. Like, because you could run an ad for all homes in the Weddington School District under 500. That's probably not even that might be under 500 or whatever, So you could run that ad. You don't even have to have a listing, and you can run that ad. And Mary got 18 different leads. Now, again, it's going to take her double the time to cultivate those leads versus calling her sphere. But still, if you have a follow-up, which let me show you now, that follow-up, it's a valuable thing to have in your database, right? But I just know there's a lot of money out at the beginning, right? So that's why I just say give the free option. It's of course not a bad idea to run these ads, but now to give you, so if you can pull up another tab, I mean, you can use that same tab, but we're going to go to command. So pull up another tab and we're going to go log into command. So that's agent.kw.com. Let's get that smart plan in your account. That will automatically follow up in the future. And you're going to see all of our smart plans. So you guys can just have any of them. Okay. And these are smart plans we created like for past client follow-up, Facebook ad follow-up, open house follow-up. Okay. So where I am is in command. Smart plan section is about the fourth icon down. Looks like a settings gear with a to-do list, right? That's automating your follow-up and your cultivation. So from the smart plan section, if you could click on library, that's going to show you, so you already have in your account all the Keller Williams smart plans. Scott Leroy adds that for you. However, in the library, this is where other agents can create smart plans and share them with you. So you'll notice like this is another Marty Miller, like the 66-day challenge guy. Yeah, that's him, right? So you can see what he's doing to for his systems. And so what you could do, like smart plan name here, I'm just going to show you like for Marty Miller. I love that because he's like KW famous, right? If I change this to author name and search Marty Miller, I would see all the smart plans that he is using and shared to the library. Okay, so just a heads up, like any agent that you hear of that if they've shared it. In this case, if you want to put in JuLeah Designs, it'll work if you search that for the smart plan name. Oh, I think I need smart plan name, sorry. If you can change it, if you did, change it to author name, change it back to smart plan name. I'm sorry about that. We put JuLeah Designs in all of our smart plan names so that if you want to grab them, you can. But again, just change that back to searching the smart plan name and type JuLeah Designs, JuLeah Designs. The Facebook ad follow-up. Okay. I think these are both the same. Let me see. I think we probably just published it from Leisha's account. 1 second, I'll tell you which one. It should be the same one. So either one, Facebook ad follow-up, you'll see Leisha's name on it or ours. It's the same exact one, but you would just click on Add Smart Plan. Okay, let's go 2024 then. It's probably the same one, but thank you. That was a good looking out. Appreciate that. Let's click the 2024 one. Click Add Smart Plan. You can completely customize that, but just click on Download, and I'll show you how we can get to it so you can see what happens in that smart plan. But while you're here, if you also want to grab like our open house follow-up smart plan from February 2025, you could add that. If you want our buyer and seller post-closing follow-ups, right? These are things we give to our gold clients. So congratulations for being in class and getting access. But yeah, just click Add Smart Plan to any of them. I'll show you what it does in each of them. Of course, you can click View Steps, but my favorite ones are the Facebook ad follow-up, open house follow-up, and then buyer and seller post-closing, because I'll follow up with both your buyer and seller for a year after. All right, so once you've added any of these that you want, you can always come back. You can go to My Smart Plans again to view like the smart plans that you have in your account, and that's where we can see any of the smart plans we just added. So library, we go find more. Once we do that, we go back to My Smart Plans on the top white toolbar, and then you should see like the My Facebook ad follow-up, right? So now to see what that is and edit it, okay, because we might need to change out your links. The pencil icon on the far right will allow you to edit it and see the steps. So again, pencil icon on the far right will allow you to see the back end of the email, okay? And now you're going to be able to see what it does and customize it completely. Okay, so this will give you bones here. So what you're looking at here is, okay, on the right when that lead comes into your from your Facebook ad, they will receive an email from you, okay? This is what the email will say. It says, hi, contact name, okay? And you can read what it says, and it automatically puts in your KW app link. And then you can see it waits 3 days, and it'll remind you to make a call. Then it'll wait 4 days, and it'll send one more email. Okay, that will give them access to downloading your app or searching homes on your computer. I believe we will need to change those links out. So while you're in here, and this is honestly a good thing for you guys to know, because anytime you get a smart plan from the library, you always want to check to make sure the other agent doesn't have their contact information in there, which happens a lot. So in this case, that bottom one, it's really the only one I see we need to update. So where it says day 8, send email, click on send email, and it'll open that up on the right-hand side. And that pencil icon on the top right here will allow you to edit this. Okay, first of all, you'll see this merge field right here. That merge field, if it's shaped like that, it will pull in that contact name automatically. Okay, so just a heads up. And you can add those. It's just right here, the add merge tags right here. So if you wanted their last name as well, you could. Right? But right now, I would just say their first name. Maybe I want a comma after that. Okay, so the 2 links in here. All right, this link right here, we want to make that to be our app link. So what you can do is actually, at the bottom here, so we're going to actually take out that first app hyperlink, and you can instead, because it can automatically add in your app link. So at the end of step 1 here, if you can put a colon, and let's just click on add merge tags for this one, because your app link is in here, okay? So again, and we'll fix this, but put a colon at the end, and then click add merge tag, and on the bottom of this will pop up, you'll see KW app link. That makes it so it'll put in your mobile app link for you. Let's see, I can get rid of this one. And hold on 1 second, I'm just gonna see how we can best get rid of that. All right, and then to get rid of this right here, if you can highlight, because that would just be the default app. So if you want to highlight what's currently linked, I believe we can just click on add hyperlink here. Yeah. We can just remove it. Oh, Jules, what do you think is the easiest way to get rid of a hyperlink in here? Just delete it, like physically?
So I am gonna have.
One, just like remove the, yeah, I think just deleting the text then would be easiest. I know, right? Yeah, I was just looking for a remove hyperlink. Maybe. Which that might be more complicated, but yeah, you can just delete that text and rewrite it if you don't want it there. So that one for the app link, if you just want to rewrite the text to get rid of that. But the second one here, we can easily replace with your URL instead. So where it says a to, if again, you can highlight the URL and click add hyperlink, we're just going to change it out to your website. So if you highlight the hyperlink and click add hyperlink, it'll show you the current one, which is just kw.com. So then you can put in your website, which should be your first and last name .kw.com. And I can show you that again because I know that was a little confusing. Yeah. Yes. Add. Perfect. Yeah.
You're just
Yeah,
adding the
thanks.
hyperlink without, so when, if they were to hit click here, it should then go to that.
Yeah. Like if you, did you just do what I did? You're saying, yep, exactly. And let's add ourselves on it so you can see exactly what will happen when you get it so you can make any changes. So first of all, now that you made those changes, click on Save Changes on the right-hand side. Okay, and you can click like in the side, like in the margin to get that panel to go away. So now you can add yourself. If you will, just click on, do I need to click Save Plan? Let's click on Save Plan on the top right, just in case we need to click that first. So just that green button, Save Plan. And then I'm just gonna have you add yourself to this so you can see exactly what it looks like and come back and edit it if you need to. You'll see an option to add contacts on the bottom right. And ideally, you're already in your database, so you can go ahead and search for your name. And add to Smart Plan. It'll tell you if you're missing something like a phone number, but that's all right. You can just go ahead and click Add Now. And then just click that you've read the terms and click Confirm. Okay, so that means next time that you run a Facebook ad, right, and you know how the section was like, oh, which smart plan do you want to add them to? If you just type in JuLeah Designs, right, or Facebook, whichever, or FB, this will pop up and they'll automatically be started on this smart plan here. Questions on what that does? You can, of course, add more things. So if you're like, oh, I would really like, to automatically send a text after that, or I want another email for it to go out, you can customize this, right? You could add a day and customize it further over here. Do you guys have questions? I know I just said something about sending them a text. Do you have questions on the texting feature in there? Oh, you have Twilio. Hey, that is worthy, yeah. So that's awesome. Have you heard of Twilio, Nathan? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, for adults class. Yeah. So, of course, that could be part of the smart plan. So then, the next day they get a text automatically. Yes. Yeah. For staggering, you definitely want to do whenever like you're adding contacts to something that have a tag. Exactly. Right. If it's a Facebook ad, that'll kind of naturally stagger itself. Yeah. But like if you're bulk adding 500 people at a time, you're totally right. Yeah. Staggering it would be key. Other questions that you guys have on Facebook ads, smart plans, that is the key. That's key to being able to follow up from those ads as well. So really, all of your contacts should be on some sort of smart plan. if you guys have questions on how to market your listing as you get that, let us know. We can do it for you, or we can tell you how to do it. So you do have all the resources in KW Command. Questions I can answer before we end? Okay, well, this was fun. Yes. I'm glad to hear it. And yeah, as you think of questions, I'll be around, so let me know if I can answer this. Thanks to those of you online. If you have any questions, in the chat, or feel free to unmute. Great day.